Bhagavad Gita teachings on anger management. The root cause of anger. Dhyayato vishayan punsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodhi pajayate. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, desire develops, and from desire, anger arises. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 62. This verse highlights the root cause of anger, which is unfulfilled desires. By understanding this, one can try to control one's desires and not let them overpower rational thinking, leading to anger. One can also work on accepting situations that do not fulfill their desires and try to find satisfaction in the present moment. By self-awareness, one can contemplate on the nature of their desires. Indriyani mano buddhir syadishtanam yuchyate ite virmohat yete she gnanam avrata dehinam. The senses, mind and intellect are said to be the dwelling places of the desire that prompts to actions. One who is deluded by these senses, which are the source of all desires, become bewildered and his knowledge is destroyed. Bhagavad Gita chapter 3 verse 40. This verse explains that senses, mind and intellect are the dwelling places of the desires that lead to action. One who is deluded by these desires become bewildered and loses their ability to discern knowledge. This verse highlights the importance of controlling the senses and the mind and to cultivate a clear understanding of the nature of desires to avoid being swayed by them. Consequences of anger. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti pranshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. Anger leads to clouding of judgment, which results in the bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, the intellect gets destroyed, and when the intellect is destroyed, one is ruined. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 63. This verse explains how anger can lead to a cycle of negative emotions and actions. When we become angry, we can become deluded and lose touch with reality, which can lead to forgetfulness and confusion. This forgetfulness can cause us to act impulsively and without intelligence, which can lead to further negative consequences both for an individual and society as a whole. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trushna sanga samudbhavam tannibandhani kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this one is bound to material fruitive activities. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verse 7. This verse explains how the mode of passion, which is associated with anger and other negative emotions, leads to attachment to material desires and actions that create negative karma. Bhagavad Gita illustrates the consequences of anger. Number 1, destruction of peace. Number 2, destruction of relationships. Number 3, deterioration of health. Number 4, loss of moral and ethical values. Number 5, negative karma. It also provides tools to curtail anger and its consequences. Guidance on how to curtail anger and its effects. Number 1, practice self-control. Bandhur atmatmana sasya yena atmaiva atmana jita anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvat. For those who have conquered the mind, it is their friend. For those who have failed to do so, the mind works like an enemy. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 6. This verse emphasizes the importance of practicing self-control over the mind in order to avoid being controlled by negative emotions such as anger. Number 2, cultivate detachment. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanevatmana tushta sita pragnasta dochyate. The one who is free from attachment, who is pure, who does not hanker for anything, and who is not affected by good or evil, is certainly a sage of steady wisdom. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 55. This verse emphasizes the importance of cultivating detachment from material desires and outcomes in order to maintain a steady and wise perspective and to avoid becoming attached to things that can trigger anger. Number 3, cultivate equanimity. Yasarvatran abhisnehasta tatprapya subhashubham nabi nandati nadveshti tasya praja pratishita. One who remains unattached under all conditions and is neither delighted by good fortune nor dejected by tribulation, he is a sage with perfect knowledge. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 57. This verse emphasizes the importance of cultivating equanimity in the face of life's ups and downs, and not becoming overly attached to either pleasure or pain, which can trigger anger. Number 4, practice forgiveness. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmanye gavihastini shuni chaiva shvapake cha panditaha samadarshinaha. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahman, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and an outcast. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, verse 18. This verse emphasizes the importance of practicing forgiveness and seeing all beings as equal, regardless of their background or actions. Number 5, practice meditation. Yujjanevam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah shanti nirvana paramam massam stham adhigacchati. Thus, practicing constant control of the body, mind, and activities, the mystic, his mind regulated, attains to the kingdom of God or supreme consciousness by cessation of material existence. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 15. This verse emphasizes the importance of practicing meditation and regulating the mind in order to attain higher consciousness and transcend the negative emotions that can lead to anger. Number 6, practice non-violence. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitrah karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankarah samadukha sukha shami santushta satatam yogi yatatma dhrada nishchaya maya pittamano buddhyo madhubhakta sa me priya. He who hates no creature, who is friendly and compassionate to all, who is free from attachment, egotism, balanced in pleasure and pain, and forgiving, that devotee is dear to me. Bhagavad Gita 12, 13, 14. This verse emphasizes the importance of practicing non-violence, embodying compassion, and avoiding actions that harm others, which can trigger anger. Number 7, cultivate humility. Amanitvam adambhiktvam ahimsam shantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham stairyam atmavinigraha. Humility, unpretentiousness, non-injury, forgiveness, uprightness, service to the teacher, purity, steadfastness, self-control. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 8. This verse emphasizes the importance of cultivating humility, which can help to control the ego and prevent anger from arising. Number 8, focus on the present moment. Yukta karma phalam tyaktva shanti mapnoti naishtikim. The disciplined man, practicing yoga, having renounced the fruits of action, attains steady peace. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, verse 12. This verse emphasizes the importance of focusing on the present moment and practicing detachment from the outcome of our actions, karma yoga, which can help to prevent anger from arising. Number 9. Avoiding bad company. Trividam narakasyedam dvaram nashanam atmanah kama krodha tatha lobha tasmade tatrayam tajet. There are 3 gates leading to the hell of self-destruction for the soul: lust, anger, and greed. Therefore, one should abandon all 3. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verse 21. This verse emphasizes the importance of avoiding negative company and associating with positive, virtuous individuals who can inspire us to cultivate positive qualities and avoiding negative emotions such as anger. Number 10. Surrender to a higher power. Mai sarvani karmani sannyasyadyatma chetasa nirashi nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. Surrender all actions to me, and with your consciousness fixed on the self, be free from the fear of egoism and the delusion of duality, ever steadfast in the eternal. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 30. This verse emphasizes the importance of surrendering to a higher power and focusing on the eternal, which can help to transcend the ego and prevent negative emotions such as anger from arising. These verses and many others in the Bhagavad Gita emphasize the importance of cultivating self-control, detachment, equanimity, forgiveness, discrimination, devotion, humility, and spiritual knowledge in order to control anger and other negative emotions.